Hey guys, George Elias here, occasional YouTuber and your friend. So this film, I think everybody has known some of these characters, if not has been some of these characters, or has been in this situation themselves, and or known somebody to be in the situation. And I've always felt that the people that don't like this film, because I've known people that don't, and they can't really give you a solid answer. I think it's because it hits too close to heart. It makes them feel a certain way, like it awakens certain things, or it reminds them of something they did that they know was not right, and it hurts them. So, with that being said, let's talk about Temptation. Can we talk about Temptation? Let's talk about Temptation. So, Temptation, or Tyler Perry's Temptation, shall I put it properly, is a film that came out in 2013, and it is my favorite of the Tyler Perry films. I know he's got a lot of good ones, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, I Can Do Bad All by Myself, things like that. He's done a lot of good films, but this one, Temptation, to me, just hit all the nails. Does that make sense? It hit all the right spots, we'll say that, all right? And it's a story about this young couple, young couple, Bryce and Judith. And they're a couple that they grew up together. They're each other's first love, puppy love, and then eventually it blossoms into something much more profound and something much better, something much stronger. And they fall for one another. And, true love conquers all, as they say. And they get married, and they go from living in the country to living in the city, which is a huge departure from what they do, and from where they live, I mean. And I think the acting is very, very good, actually, for what it is. The girl who plays Judith is hot, but that's besides the point, at least to me, anyways. It also stars Brandy. Oh, yeah, you guys might remember her. She did, what was that show she did back in the day? Is it Moesha? I want to say it was that. She also did a Cinderella movie that actually wasn't bad from the 90s. Maybe I'll review that one. She's also a singer. She plays a very, very tragic character in the film. She looks pretty good in it too. Vanessa Williams is in the movie too, and man, talk about an identity crisis. Damn. But let's talk about the villain, okay? The villain is the one I want to get to. The villain's name is Harley in the film, and the acting of him is or the actor who portrays him does a very good job. I think his name really, yes, Robbie Jones, I believe is his name, does a great job. He portrays him as such a smooth, debonair, very, almost like a nonchalant kind of laid back feel, but he goes about it to get, to convince Judith to commit adultery on her husband, Bryce, and he does it in a way that I sadly have seen, I've seen people, or I've known people that have fallen victim to it. First they start off as your friend, and that they care about you, and they're there to listen to you. There's a shoulder to cry on, and they'll always be there for you. But in reality, nah. Anybody who's trying to muscle in on somebody who's in a marriage, yeah, a lot of times they don't care about your feelings. They care about something else. It's just a very crazy roller coaster ride. It's good for what it is, because you see the humble beginnings of Bryce and Judith, and how they go from, how would I put this? They go from just simple people with goals and ambitions, and every couple has that, Bryce is the more sensical, more methodical, like, let's plan these things, let's take our time, everything will work out. Whereas Judith is very like, no, I can't wait that long, I want it now, and blah blah blah. So when the Harley guy, who's a rich dude, ends up convincing her, like, oh, I have all this money, I can make all your dreams come true, he distracts her with all these things. Sadly, because she's not stronger in here, she falls victim to it, and he manipulates her, and sadly, shit like that happens all the time. Pros of this movie, the acting is good, not from everyone, don't worry, I'll get to that. The acting's good, the music's good. There's a very sweet theme that plays throughout the film. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful little. I think it's piano and like strings and everything. It's a beautiful little thing. Just look it up one time on YouTube. The pacing could have been a little bit better. I guess I'm into the cons now. The cons. Huh. So yeah, the pacing could have been a little bit better. That there are some scenes that do come off as corny. Uh, the biker in the park scene, you know what I mean? And one of the biggest cons of the film, like just huge, you can't overlook it, is Kim Kardashian. Good God, does her acting suck? Her character is annoying. Sadly enough, though, I have known many women in real life that are like Kim Kardashian, and some men too. But yeah, her character is useless. Her character is pointless. Like there is no need for her to be there. Like I don't. Like it. So Temptation, or should I say Tyler Perry's Temptation. What do I give it? For what it is, I will give it. What do I give it? I give it a 3.5, almost 4 stars. 3.5. I truly enjoy it for what it is. I'm not going to give it a perfect score of 5 because there is a lot of things wrong with, like I said, the pacing's a little off. Kim Kardashian, Jesus. And some of the scenes are corny. But genuinely, I do enjoy it. It's probably my favorite of the Tyler Perry films. I do like the characters. I like Bryce a lot. His character. Harley's a good villain. He's just portrayed very well. Judith, she is very naive. But then again, I've known many women like that are very naive, that they are easily convinced by a man's empty promises and empty words. I've also known men like that are deceived, by women's, I guess, empty promises and fake things. They promise you the world and give you nothing, or they promise you they're going to give you a huge house and they give you one of those Monopoly little houses. They promise they're going to love you forever and they literally just take you to bed, bang you, and you don't see him again. You know what I mean? So I've seen that a lot. So, you have definitely known or have been, shame on you if you have, Harley. So he's a very realistic and relatable villain because I've seen that guy. I've known that guy. You know what I mean? But yeah, I give it a 3.5 out of 5. So Temptation, or Tyler Perry's Temptations, Confessions of a Marriage Counselor. God, that's a mouthful. Have you seen it? If so, what do you think about it? Let me know. Put it in the description, in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you say about it. And if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I think you'll have a good time watching it. It's definitely worth your time, worth a watch. Especially if you're in a relationship. I think it's good to watch because it definitely makes you look at things in a different outlook. Gives you a different, broader perspective. Is that a proper way to say it? I want to thank you guys again for checking this review out. As always, show this to a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. If you need a friend, I'm right here as always. You can come over, we can watch Temptation together, and then you can tell me what you think. So you can see just how bad, for yourself, you see how bad Kim Kardashian's acting is. Jeez. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time, all right? Take care.